with a sniper round. Like he has no left hand, but he constantly has pain in what he understands to be his pinky and ring finger on his left hand. Like just terrible, terrible pain. But he has no left hand. But those nerves that he associates with those parts of what used to be his body still exists, right? And you can actually measure this using fMRI with people who still have their hand, right? So you take somebody who's experiencing that pain, right? And you measure their neurophysiological state. And then you take somebody who has that hand, and then you inflict some sort of painful stimuli to those areas, and it shows up the same in an fMRI. I know this because I saw him do this in Landstuhl, Germany. They actually did it to this guy.
Okay, well, if it involves fMRI, then I guess it must be a real thing. There is an 800-page book by MIT Press called Zen and the Brain, if you want to hear about fMRI applied to Zen meditation.
No, I've heard of this. Are you one of the guys that thinks that monks can like heat their body up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit and like
800 degrees Fahrenheit? No, but I do think you can control your core body temperature.
Okay. You might, let's just grant that, right? You might be able to control it to some extent, right? But what does that have to do with vibrations?
You brought it up.
Look, no, you're the guy that said not all of that is bullshit about vibration. So I'm asking you about this.
Yeah, not all.
You said that you said that somebody has a sensation of vibrations, and then I asked you, well, Seth asked you about that, and I'm asking
don't straw man me with the unburnable monk or something.
Okay, no, look, that would be a left turn. That's why I'm trying to turn the conversation back to this idea about vibrations. So can you explain your thesis about this vibration thing?
Right. So these it seems to me from my reading of the evidence that these people that you put them under fMRI and they appear to be having some kind of different experience, and they claim to be experienced meditators, that those people report their own subjective experiences as well as your friend, and that it doesn't seem to me to all be bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, I'm talking about the vibrations that you think is not all bullshit.
Yeah, I was just talking about that too. They're included. Some of whatever that is included.
What vibrations are not bullshit?
Well, if you experience some kind of pulsating energy in a solar plexus or whatever. And then I would say that has to do with neuroendocrinology, which is a word. You can look it up.
Yeah, look, I'm just not sure how
maybe you just need to look up that word because you're like, I know what a neuron is, and I know what an endocrine system is. So.
Gizmo. Look, I have a general rule, right? Like, and that general rule is if you can't explain it, you don't fucking know what you're talking about, right? So teach me like I'm fine. How does this work?
Explain to me phantom limbs, because it seems to me that I just cited an 800-page book by MIT Press, but all you said was the word functional magnetic resonance imaging.
Calm down, buddy. Calm down. I just explained what phantom pain is, right? That sensation is. I just explained
subjective experience that's anecdotal by your own admission, and you said the word functional magnetic resonance imaging.
Yeah, I'm sure I could find some published papers.
Great, I cited a book for you, an 800-page book. Read it, I guess.
Well, so look, the idea is this, right? So if we're being charitable in a conversation about this, right? I'm just not going to cite an 800-page book to you and expect you to be able to react to that in real time. Presumably you've read. Hang on, bud. Calm down. Presumably you've read the 800-page book on this, right?
Skimmed it.
Oh, skimmed it. Okay. Presumably you skimmed it such that you can summarize the thesis of the 800-page book. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. Go on.
I don't know about a thesis. It's explaining different parts of the brain, different things that might be happening in the brain, and it's pretty legit book. It was very interesting. I skimmed it a long time ago, but I'm positing a theory based on a bunch of research I did a long time ago that I would stand by today if I had to do the research all over again. But it's that this axis goes up and down the center of the body, same place as these chakra thingies, and a lot of them correspond to like your gut has 1/100th of the neurons that are in your brain, and neurons and the endocrine system are all interrelated. And there's a whole neuroendocrine system that corresponds to this kind of chakra system. Your brain is only what you think with, and a lot of it is the rest of this system.
Is that the thesis of the book?
I don't recall specific books. I've gone through a lot in this quest.
Okay, so it seems like you know about as much as this 800-page book as I do, and I've never skimmed it.
I just claim to know a lot, but I knew it a lot better a long time ago. I've forgotten more about this than you currently know. So,
and that's fine, and I'm willing to grant that. But I'm just asking you to explain it to me, because my rule is if you can't explain it, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay. Well, you have all these different glands: pineal gland, pituitary, thalamus, hypothalamus. They're all up and down the center of the body. Solar plexus. Maybe your heart has, maybe not. I don't know. Your gut, the perineum, and there's like a lot of nerves and systems, and it's all very complex how hormones do signaling. And
this is just really a bunch of fucking nonsense. This is just you just giving us a stream of consciousness.
I did give you a definition of a hormone that's biologically accurate. Can you define a hormone?
So okay, that I'll grant you that, right? Let's say you accurately defined what a hormone is.
Can you do that?
Listen, I'm asking you to explain the thesis that
you know
you're
what a hormone
saying.
is?
Listen, Gizmo, I'm asking you to explain the thesis that you're saying is not bullshit. And what you're doing is saying a bunch of words and then saying it's all legit and it's very complex.
If you want to learn the endocrine system, you're going to have to learn what a hormone is. Would you like me to repeat?
What's a receptor, Gizmo? What's a receptor, Gizmo?
What's a receptor? It's it's some protein that when it interlocks with some hormone, for instance, that it affects something on a tissue.
I mean, bind.
You're just confused. Okay, look. So we could go back and forth. Look, Gizmo, look.
Got it, guys.
Let's just be charitable here, right? We could go back and forth and say, like, you don't know what the definition of this is. You don't know what that is. We could do that, right? And we could like.
I get okay on a receptor.
Listen, Gizmo. We could just swing our dicks around and try and be big men, but instead,
you're not being bigger by going smaller to receptor.
Gizmo, dude,
stop interrupting him. Let him speak. Be patient. Write down what he has to say if you want to respond, and then when he's done, you can respond. But take turns.
Yeah. Look, let's just recap, right? How did this conversation start? You said that not all of that is bullshit about the vibrations, right? Sure. And now we're talking about something completely different. So I'm gonna bring this back home, come full circle, and ask you, what about vibrations matching the universe is not bullshit? And could you explain it to me?
They're just subjective, non-scientific things for which I have zero scientific evidence.
Okay, well, I appreciate your honesty.
And in that sense, they're the same as a phantom limb.
No, because you have scientific evidence for that.
Could you cite that for me, please? Could you go over that with me? Functional magnetic resonance imaging, you said. Please explain.
Yeah, fMRI is where they're measuring brain activity between somebody who's missing a limb and somebody who has a limb. And then the person who has the limb is actually experiencing the painful stimuli that the person is subjectively describing. Right? They're saying, look, this subjective experience, this is the best I can do to describe what I'm experiencing. And then they match these images. Yeah, I mean, it could find it, right?
So could I try to repeat that back?
This is all a left turn and a tangent from you explaining what is not bullshit about matching one's vibrations to the universe. So I'm asking you again for a fourth time now. What about matching your vibrations to the universe is not bullshit, and how is it not bullshit now?
Well, you have the advantage
Don't
of
take us down on tangents, because I'm going to keep coming back to this point.
Okay. There's these people, and they have these internal subjective experiences, and they say, look, I sat there and meditated, and I felt this incredible vibration, and it moved through my body and exploded in a ball of light or some shit. And after that, I had all these issues, and it was like a severe medical problem. And I went and I had functional magnetic resonance imaging done, and they said, oh, shit, looks like there's some correlation in the objective observables of your fMRI with your subjective internal experience. And we don't know what it all means, but it seems to have an equivalent status with your fam limb thing.
Again, this is a left turn. We're talking about vibrations matching towards the universe.
I did. I just talked about them.
But you didn't explain it to me. Could you try again?
How was that not an
okay, so
explanation?
listen. Let me offer an account here, right? So presumably the universe has a vibration, because what would it mean for somebody to subjectively, what would it mean for somebody to match their vibration that apparently they have with the universe? Presumably the universe has a vibration, because the matching wouldn't make any fucking sense, right? So
I don't know if they're matching.
What is the vibration of the universe, and how does one match it with it, and what are the effects that we would necessarily expect from somebody doing that?
Maybe the confusion is that they're just talking about a part of the universe, and you're talking about the whole universe or something.
No, I mean, you're the one that, look, you can cash it out.
I'm not the one who brought up matching. I just said some part of that might be accurate about the vibration, not about the universe. I don't know why we're talking about the universe.
Well, the claim that I made was that this guy was going around selling woo-woo bullshit. And I said,
I don't endorse your whole claim.
Well, hang on just a second. So I said the guy was selling woo-woo bullshit about matching one's own vibration to that of the universe. And you said that's not all bullshit. So I'm just asking you what you're talking about when you say it's not all bullshit.
Part with matching it to the universe, but some kind of internal subjective experience of a vibration. That's the part.
So I posted a paper in chat here. I tagged you on phantom limbs. There's 170 citations. Very thorough. On the I'll just read you the brief summary. Almost everyone who's had a limb amputated will experience a phantom limb, the vivid impression that the limb is not only still present, but in some cases painful. There is now a wealth of empirical evidence demonstrating changes in cortical topography in primates following deafferentiation or amputation. This review will attempt to relate these in a systematic way to the clinical phenomenology of phantom limbs. So they reference non-invasive imaging, magnetic and magnetoencephalograms, fMRIs, topographical representation. Pretty thorough. There's something like that you have for vibrations?
Why don't I get to see a summary of the Wikipedia article?
Not Wikipedia. From the Center for Brain and Cognition from University.
Yeah, why would it be a Wikipedia article? We're talking about something like a peer review paper that's been refereed by peers from the same field that would validate it, right? That presumably there are other professionals in this field that would be able to reproduce the results that we would expect given the truth of the hypothesis, right? But you're sitting here posting a Wikipedia article.
Oh, it's about a book. Wiki article on a book.
Right. That's what I'm wondering, why we're dealing with this nonsense.
I guess peer review is a lot easier when you have a lot of people with the same experience, and when you have very few experienced meditators, you get less peer review.
Well, it seems to me then somebody would be drawing from a really small sample size, and what does it mean to draw from a fucking small sample size in this case? Right?
It means that you have more limited evidence.
I would be worried about skewed results with a small sample size, given the implications of what
I would too. I would worry about it too. I would take a long time and a lot of different research on very scant evidence to come
But you
up with.
didn't.
You were
Sorry,
asking
didn't what?
about vibrations, so not about like Zen and the brain. Not about like
Yeah, I don't know why we're taking another left turn here.
You just claimed that you knew there were parts of it that weren't bullshit, and you won't point out any parts of it that aren't bullshit.
There's people who have had bodily experiences of vibrations that the medical community accepts. Does anyone dispute that?
I mean, sensations? Sure.
We've been talking about sensations the whole time, so don't fucking left turn me.
Well, you're talking about what was brought up in the
I'm
comments.
talking about what I was talking
Look, hey
about.
Gizmo, comment, bud. Calm down, dude. So what we were talking, I've been trying to be charitable here, and you're getting really fucking aggressive.
Sensations? What sensations?
Calm down. Calm
That's
down.
not charitable. That's bullshit.
Calm down. So again, let me just recap. I said that it was woo-woo bullshit to say that somebody can match their vibration to the universe. You said that's not all bullshit. Now, are you not?
Maybe in the sense that maybe they do have vibration sensations.
You really got to stop interrupting. I mean, that's just not going to earn you any fucking.
I'm going to answer your final question here, and then we're going to move on.
No, I don't think so. Because I want to know what's not bullshit about it, and you haven't satisfied my curiosity there. You're just making.
I'm going to answer again.
Backing it up.
I'm going to answer again. What's not bullshit is a bodily sensation of vibrations is to some extent accepted by the medical community.
Okay, and what would that matter? Why is that at all?
Because that's all I ever said this whole
Does that
time.
have to what I said? It says not all bullshit, right? Having sensations of vibrations. Look, Bacon Bone has sensations that he can't account for. He in his lower back and his legs has tickling sensations, right? But presumably there's some natural fucking explanation for what Bacon Bone is experiencing, right? What I'm talking
I agree
about
there's got to be a natural explanation.
Bullshit, non-natural explanations that people posit for it. You're saying that some of this is not bullshit. I'm asking you to give an accounting for that.
Well, the parts that are bullshit are bullshit. The parts that don't have a natural explanation are bullshit.
Well, of course they would be. That's a tautology, right? Bullshit is bullshit. That's just uninteresting. Right. I'm asking you to support the claim.
Support the claim that there are bodily sensations of vibrations that people have. That's all I've ever tried to support, and I think we all agree.
Some of that is not bullshit, right? So
yeah,
now
the part about the bodily sensation of vibrations. So that's the last time I'm going to answer that.
We could just rewind the tape here, right? And you've come off of the claim. You did this like 30 minutes ago. We're trying to ask you what you mean. And then you're talking about.
I guess I came off of the claim when we started because I've been saying the same thing.
I'm going to have to mute you if you keep interrupting me, right? So you started talking about vibrations and shit, then started posting some Wikipedia that's like a 200-word summary of a book called Zen and the Brain. And then you're backing off of that claim about matching one's vibrations with the universe, saying that people have sensations of vibrations. I mean, like, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here.
Did he leave?
Yeah, he's gone.
Jesus Christ.
And Dab.
I feel bad for the kid because I think he was really, really trying to catch up to everybody's conversation. Like the other day, when he first showed up and we were talking about Jimmy Stevens' debate with Kathleen, he tried really hard to catch up, right? But we've been having this conversation for weeks now with Kathleen, and I kind of feel bad for the guy. But that doesn't give him license to just say stupid shit.